Welcome back to First Verse with Steve and Marissa.
Woo.
Join us in Numbers chapter 31. I think we're in verse 25. Yeah.
But before we get into that, what's my cut? I'm going to read you something I found on a Jewish text website about verse 18. So basically, Moses didn't command the killing of all adult women. He said to only kill the ones who had had relations with a man. So basically that means to not only account for girl virgins, but to also account for adult virgins, which goes with what Moses specified in the previous clause. Who had not had carnal relations is not a matter of age. So while the term normally refers only to adults, it can include girls as well. But basically saying that, but save for yourselves every girl who has never slept with a man. That's including young women and girls. It's not just small girls, it's young women. So, yeah.
I got a note about that right quick.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Swaggart's expository in Numbers chapter 31, verse 15 note says, evidently, orders had been given by Moses that all were to be killed, men, women, and children.
Oh.
Many may object to this, thinking it exceedingly cruel. However, it must be remembered that it was God who gave these instructions, not Moses.
Well, and they were participating in Baal worship, and as we've read in other books of the Bible, Baal worship basically meant sacrificing people and children.
Yes, so this tells us two things. One, those who oppress God's people will ultimately be destroyed. But we must always remember that vengeance belongs to the Lord and not man. In other words, we are to let the Lord do the doing. Number two, as well, these people had become so depraved that their continued existence could have greatly hindered civilization. The Lord giving such instruction was the same as a cancer being removed from a patient in order that the patient might live. So we see how Christianity has transformed the world for better. Imagine if something else were to let loose some other pagan sort of Islam. Sorry, I had a cough.
Uh-huh.
But let's have a frank talk then. We've seen...
Oh, sorry.
I didn't know how to start it. We've seen how... well, I'll be frank. The cancer of Islam spreads. It's touted as the religion of peace.
Even though their texts basically say nothing about peace.
The mic picks up on the ding, ding, ding.
Well, I have to stir my tea.
That's okay.
You're ding, ding, ding.
Oh, yeah, well. The cancer, known as the religion of peace, has been invited to many countries, and as we've seen, it's anything but peaceful. There was an imam that I saw the other day who just came out and said the quiet part out loud. He said, we have called ourselves the religion of peace, but the people of the West now know that we are anything but. It's like, oh, wow. He's honest. He goes, we have convinced ourselves that we are the religion of peace so that people won't leave. But people are leaving Islam in droves because they are finding out that we are not as peaceful as we have touted ourselves to be. So, as peaceful as these Hideonites seemed, hey, we're all about peace and love and manipulation through sex. It's not peaceful in the end. At the end, it's Baal worship, and it is a scourge on the planet.
Yep.
There you
go. Okay. So basically, if God says to wipe everybody out, you wipe everybody out. We are in verse 25, and this is titled Dividing the Spoils. The Lord said to Moses, "You and Eleazar the priest and the family heads of the community are to count all the people and animals that were captured. Divide the spoils between the soldiers who took part in the battle and the rest of the community. From the soldiers who fought in the battle, set apart as a tribute for the Lord, 1 out of every 500, whether it's persons, cattle, donkeys, sheep, or goats." Interesting. I wonder why it's like including persons. Like, are they going to like serve the tribe of Levi?
Keep in mind, in the preceding chapters, they were talking about sacrifices and offerings, and Marissa made a comment off camera, like how are they going to do all of this sacrificial stuff when it takes this much? An event, and it is my guess, not anything backed up by scholarly sources, that through these battles they have, through these wars, they will receive what they lost.
I guess so. And gain so much more. But like, I'm on the people tribute thing. Like, set apart as a tribute for the Lord, 1 out of every 500, whether persons, cattle, donkeys, sheep, or goats. So what does it mean for a person to be set apart as tribute for the Lord?
Domestic service.
Oh. But like, would they be serving the tribe of Levi?
They'd be serving any tribe.
Oh. Take this tribute from their half share and give it to Eleazar the priest as the Lord's part. From the Israelites' half, select 1 out of every 50, whether persons, cattle, sheep, donkeys, or persons, cattle, donkeys, sheep, goats, or other animals. Give them to the Levites. See, I told you something is going to be about the Levites.
You called it. You called it.
Who are responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle. So Moses and Eleazar the priests did as the Lord commanded Moses. The plunder remaining from the spoils that the soldiers took was 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 women who had never slept with a man. Is it bad that my brain like goes to like, how do they figure out if they slept with a man or not?
I thought about that too, but I didn't say that part out loud.
I'm sorry. Anyways, that's a question for another day. The half share of those who fought in the battle was 337 337,500 sheep. Goodness. Of which the tribute for the Lord was 675. 36,000 cattle, of which the tribute for the Lord was 72. 30,500 donkeys, of which the tribute for the Lord was 61. 16,000 people, of which the tribute for the Lord was 32. Moses gave the tribute to Eleazar the priest as the Lord's part, as the Lord commanded Moses. The half belonging to the Israelites, which Moses set apart from that of the fighting men, the community's half, was 337,500 sheep, 36,000 cattle, 30,500 donkeys, and 16,000 people. From the Israelites' half, Moses selected 1 out of every 50 persons and animals as the Lord commanded him, and gave them to the Levites who were responsible for the care of the Lord's tabernacle. Then the officers who were over the units of the army, the commanders of thousands and the commanders of hundreds, went to Moses and said to him, "Your servants have counted the soldiers under our command. Not one is missing, so we have brought as an offering to the Lord the gold articles each of us acquired: armlets, bracelets, signet rings, earrings, and necklaces to make atonement for ourselves before the Lord." Oh, that's cool. Like, what a different group of soldiers for them to be like, "Yeah, we messed up, Moses. Take our offering."
That shows their heart.
Yeah. Moses and Eleazar, the priest, accepted from the gold all the crafted articles, all the gold from the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds that Moses and Eleazar presented as a gift to the Lord, weighed 16,750 shekels. My Bible says that would have been about 420 pounds of gold.
Phew.
It's like hundreds of thousands worth of gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's wow. Each soldier had taken plunder for himself. Moses and Eleazar, the priests, accepted the gold from the commanders of thousands and commanders of hundreds and brought it into the tent of meeting as a memorial for the Israelites before the Lord. I find it weird, though, that, like, the gold was, like, taken as a memorial for the Israelites before the Lord. Like, did they shape the gold into something, or was it just, like, a pile of gold?
Put it like this. They are able to...
Or are they able to use that gold to fund other...
It's... What you find is yours. So they took that and said, "Hey, this is ours, but we want to dedicate this to the Lord."
So then did they use the gold to fund things of the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, that's just like that's 420 pounds of gold.
I think
Like, that's a lot of gold.
400. You said 420 pounds of gold.
Yes. I'll see if I have any notes in the meantime. God told the Israelites to give a portion of the war spoils to God. Another portion was to go to the people who remained behind. Similarly, the money we earn is not ours alone. Everything we possess, directly or indirectly, comes from God and ultimately belongs to Him. We should return a portion to Him, a tribute, and also share a portion with those in need.
Yeah, the current gold spot price, 420 pounds of pure 24 karat gold is worth 24 million.
I was wrong.
Sorry, 24.9. So $25 million of gold today. That's a lot of gold. And they gave it to the Lord. That's...
I don't think we know anyone who would be willing to do that nowadays.
Very few people.
Very few.
And these aren't people who are living in lofty...
No, like
places.
They're still nomads.
They can... It would be a better idea. It would be a worldly better idea to hoard the gold and invest it later on. And they said, "No, we're going to give this to the Lord." That's what it means when it means giving your first fruits to the Lord and being blessed.
Well, and they were also making up for their mistake.
But they were owning it.
Yeah. Like, that's different. Like, they weren't like the older generation who were like, "No, we're going to stick in our ways. We're going to be stiff-necked."
We're going to be a stick in the mud, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. After carefully accounting for all their men, the officers discovered that not one soldier had been lost in battle. At once, they quickly thanked God. After going through tough times, we should be quick to thank God for delivering us and protecting us from severe loss. Yeah, that's true. That's another thing I didn't think about. Like, they thanked God that they didn't lose anybody.
Yeah, I just read that note from Dakes. It says the officers of the army reported that they did not lose a man in the war with
Like, that doesn't make any worldly
Gideon.
sense.
No.
Because most battles, I feel like you lose at least somebody.
Yeah, you lose a percentage. And they didn't lose anybody. This gave Israel more confidence for the wars ahead.
Well, and they had, like, them conquering them Midianites meant that they got this land.
Yep.
Like, they kind of carved themselves out a place where they can settle for a bit until they're ready to conquer the promised land.
So here's a cool note that Dake said. These medals that the soldiers gave could not actually atone for any sin. So the reference must be to a gift of acknowledgement for the preservation of their lives in battle.
Oh, so like a literal tithe and offering.
They were giving a literal monetary offering. A shekel being worth, okay, so yeah, these conversions are dated in here. Whew.
Man.
That's crazy.
So it wasn't just atonement because they had rituals for atonement. It was, thank you that we didn't lose anyone. Take all our spoils, Lord.
You know, that puts an interesting spin on things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, we tithe, but do we really give thankful offerings unto the Lord? Yeah, we typically give. It's just me personally, or us personally. We typically give offerings with no. I wouldn't say there's no rhyme or reason behind them. We give offerings. I just don't think I've given a gracious offering. Like, hey, like I just got promoted at work. Before I get paid, I'm gonna give the Lord this much amount. Or
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever done that. After a great victory in the spirit, I don't think I've ever given like that before.
Like a thank you offering.
Yeah, a thank you offering.
An offering of gratitude. Yeah. Well, I don't really have any other notes. Do you?
No, that's it. Chapter 32 is next. And we'll see where that leads. Numbers has just a few chapters left.
Yeah, we're
Goes to
almost done.
36. I don't know where we're going to go after that.
I want to go to Judges.
I want to go to Judges too, but Deuteronomy might have some cool stuff in there. Tell you what, maybe I'll do Deuteronomy on the side and we'll do Judges as a couple.
Okay.
Deal?
I mean, I'd be willing to read Deuteronomy too. I really want to read Judges.
Tell you what, we'll leave it up to the Lord because that's where it should be in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
We love you. Ain't nothing you can do about it. See you next time.